HIV is the human immunodeficiency virus. It is the virus that can lead to acquired immune deficiency syndrome, or AIDS. The Center for Disease Control, CDC, estimates that about 56,000 people in the United States contracted HIV in 2006. HIV damages a person's body by destroying specific blood cells, called CD4 plus T cells, which are crucial to helping the body fight diseases. HIV is spread primarily by 1. Having multiple sex partners or the presence of other sexually transmitted diseases. STDs can increase the risk of infection during sex. 2. Sharing needles, syringes, rinse water, or other equipment used to prepare illicit drugs for injection. 3. Being born to an infected mother. HIV can be passed from mother to child during pregnancy, birth, or breastfeeding. In the 1980s and early 1990s, the outbreak of HIV and AIDS swept across the United States and rest of the world, though the disease originated decades earlier. Today, more than 70 million people have been infected with HIV and about 35 million have died from AIDS since the start of the pandemic. Where did AIDS come from? Scientists have traced the origin of HIV back to chimpanzees and simian immunodeficiency virus, SIV, an HIV-like virus that attacks the immune system of monkeys and apes. In 1999, researchers identified a strain of chimpanzee SIV called SIV-CpZ, which was nearly identical to HIV chimps. The scientists later discovered, hunt and eat two smaller species of monkeys, red-capped mangabeys and greater spot-nosed monkeys, that carry and infect the chimps with two strains of SIV. These two strains likely combine to form SIV-CpZ, which can spread between chimpanzees and humans. SIV-CpZ likely jumped to humans when hunters in Africa ate infected chimps, or the chimps' infected blood got into the cuts or wounds of hunters. Researchers believe the first transmission of SIV to HIV in humans that then led to the global pandemic occurred in 1920 in Kinshasa, the capital and largest city in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The virus spread may have spread from Kinshasa along infrastructure routes, via migrants and the sex trade. In the 1960s, HIV spread from Africa to Haiti and the Caribbean when Haitian professionals in the colonial Democratic Republic of Congo returned home. The virus then moved from the Caribbean to New York City around 1970 and then to San Francisco later in the decade. International travel from the United States helped the virus spread across the rest of the globe. The AIDS epidemic arises though HIV arrived in the United States around 1970. It didn't come to the public's attention until the early 1980s. In 1981, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, published a report about 5 previously healthy homosexual men becoming infected with pneumocystis pneumonia, which is caused by the normally harmless fungus Pneumocystis jirovecii. This type of pneumonia, the CDC noted, almost never affects people with uncompromised immune systems. The following year, the New York Times published an alarming article about the new immune system disorder, which, by that time, had affected 335 people, killing 136 of them. Because the disease appeared to affect mostly homosexual men, officials initially called it gay-related immune deficiency, or GRID. Though the CDC discovered all major routes of the disease's transmission, as well as that female partners of AIDS-positive men could be infected, in 1983, the public considered AIDS a gay disease. It was even called the gay plague for many years after. In September of 1982, the CDC used the term AIDS to describe the disease for the first time. By the end of the year, AIDS cases were also reported in a number of European countries.
Inventio, your world of discoveries. Don't forget to subscribe.